Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I am reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Tuesday, February the 12th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. I want to first start by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out here for the day. We had the Dow Jones was up 47.46 points, close to 47.5 points there. NASDAQ was down a little over 5.5 points, and the S&P 500 was up close to 2.5 points, closing the session up 2.42 points here. If we take a look at the breadth, we had 3,903 issues advancing on the NYSE, NASDAQ, and Amex, and we had 2,239 issues declining on the NYSE, NASDAQ, and Amex. So pretty much mixed breadth, a little bit in favor of the bulls, but nothing too crazy there here. If we take a look at the SPY here today, we closed up 25 cents, closing the day out here at 152.02. We continue to remain above this 151.30 level that we broke out above on Friday, which is good. That means that we're holding above this nice little breakout of this little range right here. So as long as we can continue to hold that above this 150-120 area, so call it, we should continue to drift higher. Keep on using these short-term moving averages as the gauge here, the 5 EMA and the 8 EMA. And then once we start breaking those moving averages, this little fast uptrend that we're in, then of course, obviously, we'll be expecting to pull back down towards the 20 moving average, which in fact, then if this is an actual bull market that we're going to be in for a while, we should see some buying opportunities, some little shakeouts possibly down there, and then some buyers start to come back in or something. So we'll see how it plays out. Right now, we're just grinding higher. Volume is declining. Tape action, a lot of stocks are slowing down. You have your movers and shakers out there, but it just doesn't feel like there's much liquidity as far as some of the stocks. If you take a look at them, I mean, the charts are much thinner on the 5-minute chart. There's a lot of whipsaw action, a lot of wicks on the candles intraday on some of the names. I mean, you do have your standout characters that are making nice moves, like your banks, your financials out there. Citigroup had a nice little breakout today, so there's definitely some opportunities out there. You have to pick your spots, but I am noticing that volume is kind of lackluster in some names, and the intraday action just is slow. After we usually make that little first morning move, volume tends to die out for most of the day, then come back. It comes back in around say 2:30, 3 the last hour, so then we make a little move. But that's what I'm noticing. If you guys notice something different, let me know. In the meantime, SPY is still trending higher. Just take note that the volume has been declining these past 3 days here. All right, and that level to watch there. If we break to the top side, next level to watch, like I gave out in the weekend review video, which you can find on our YouTube channel at My Wall Street TV, is 152.89 on the SPY. So let's take a look at the triple Qs. Triple Qs. Again, they are holding above that little area that we've been highlighting here, the 67.38 area. So, and as long as we remain above that level, that would be good. But I'm telling you, guys, one thing here: if we get back below that level there, like we did every time we try to break above it here, that's just going to show you again that there's just not enough buyers in this market, and sellers that knocking these prices down. And if we hold up here for a little bit, and then we break back below 67.38. That would be even worse, because the fact that a lot of people probably got themselves positioned in some stocks in the market here, and next thing you know, we gap down or something like that, and we fade off. They're going to be caught in a bull trap, just like people were caught in a bull trap back here, during this attempt, a little bit slightly more or less this attempt, because we actually closed above it. This attempt, a little action here, this attempt. So we'll see. So continue to watch that 67.38 level. If we can continue to hold it above this little area right here, then we'll be looking for a move towards the top of that little supply zone there, up towards 68, 64. We need some catalysts out there, though. And right now it doesn't look like it's happening. I mean, Apple closed dead on its lows today, and looks like it wants to pull in. If you take a look at the 60-minute chart, looks like it wants to come and break below this key 465 level, maybe head back down towards these 455. So we're watching Apple tomorrow, so if you can get some selling pressure in Apple there. Again, you can see it closed down this low, so there's definitely some sellers in that stock there. Amazon, another large cap tech stock that's not performing well. It's trading like garbage, not really showing any conviction. It's back in this little zone right here, which was a little supply zone, but we broke it back above it, and now guess what? We're back below it. So Amazon holding below these 260s, should look like it wants to fade down to 250. So keep an eye on Amazon. If you take a look at the 60-minute chart here, pretty much a sideways day today, traded in the range between 258 and 260. So you're going to be able to use this range tomorrow for a break and hold above or break and hold below 258, break and hold below, or 260, break and hold above. Keep the Amazon on watch as the stock is looking pretty weak. So we'll see. If it can hold this 258 support that it was holding today, then we'll be looking for a move back up above 262 or so up in this area over here somewhere. So we'll see. Just note that it's not trading that strong. Well, it's not trading that strong at all. It's still weak. IBM, another large cap tech stock here, continues to fade after gapping up from the earnings. I would have thought that would have tried to hold this little key trend line from this little upward channel that we had right here, but that didn't happen. And it continues to fall below it. So if this continues to hold below these 202s, this is going to be looking to fade back down inside that channel. This is going to act like an air pocket right here. Let me see how this looks on the 60-minute chart. As we're active intraday traders here, so we take a lot of our trades off the 60-minute chart, of course, but we use the daily chart, the weekly and monthly to analyze the data, of course. But as far as entries go, we use a lot of this 60-minute price action to identify key levels to get involved in intraday, to trade off the 5-minute, the 50-minute chart, 30-minute chart, etc. So IBM, actually, I'm moving, sidetracking here a bit. Sorry about that. IWM, let's go ahead and talk about the Russell 2000 small caps. Russell 2000, IWM was up 40 cents here. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, the actual Russell index, the RUT, the Russell 2000 was up 0.49%. So the Russell 2000 was actually the strongest index today out of the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500, and the S&P 500 here. The Russell 2000 continues to, again, as well as the SPY, to trend and hold above these fast-moving averages here. All right, and that looks still decent here. If you take a look at the IWM now, which is the ETF of the Russell 2000 here, IWM. Still chugging along here in this nice little upward channel, as you can see here. We had the State of the Union tonight. I'm actually doing this video late night here. It's been pretty busy today. But we had the State of the Union tonight, and there's a lot of stuff they were talking about. So some of the things that the president talked about generate some trade ideas here. And we have a couple ideas that I want to show you here today before I end this video. So IWM looks pretty good. If it takes out today's highs, it looks like it wants to go up towards 92. This thing may, in fact, maybe want to go to 100. I mean, who knows? Anyways, if it breaks above today's highs, 91.29, look for a move up towards 91.50, then 92. As long as we can continue to hold above this 90.70 area, which comes from this little breakout right here, which we're holding right now, you have to kind of remain neutral to bullish on this right here, and use these moving averages as a gauge here. Let's take a look at the dollar futures chart, see what the dollar futures chart did today. Here it was down a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, we got a little bit of selling pressure in the dollar futures today, and we're kind of red again right here. Again, we still are working off the little lower high in the dollar futures, as you can see. We have a lower high right here, another lower high right here. You connect those, and that's what we're working off of right now. Notice how the dollar now is having some trouble trying to hang above these 80.25s. If that continues to happen, then we're going to be looking for some nice selling pressure back down towards the bottom of the range of the dollar. And maybe it'll try to break through 79 this time. We'll have to wait and see. But let's take a look at the euro, see what the euro's doing. Euro USD getting a bounce off this little key trend line we have right here. Nothing too crazy there. But if we can get back above 135, we'll be looking for a move back up towards these 136.5s here. All right, let's take a look at the dollar chart. Gold. Gold got whacked yesterday. Today had a little bounce, and this is the candlestick, obviously, for Wednesday here. And if we continue to hold below this 1660 level, you can expect this to possibly trade down to 1630 in the coming days. The gold mining stocks today had a nice little bounce. Take a look at the GDX. Gold mining stocks had a nice little bounce. They held that little bottom range down there. Still tricky right here. Still looks bearish. It's still hanging below this key 44 level breakdown, and now trading in another little range below this key level right here. All right, which now acts as resistance. So that's kind of showing you that people are holding these offers right here, and that people are probably not expecting this to go up to 44, so they're selling it as on these pop-ups to 43. They're probably expecting a rollover. But if we get over 43, look for a move to 44. We get over 44, this is going to be game on for the sectors. People are going to be looking to buy these shares again, buy these miners. So we'll see. Still in basically an area where you don't want to get involved in it because it's kind of tricky right now in those stocks and the price action, and they're doing their own thing. I mean, you take a look at GG flat day today. They have earnings that later on this week. I mean, a lot of these gold mining stocks have earnings coming up here. Newmont Mining, they have earnings coming out on the 21st. This one actually traded pretty strong today. The hourly chart looks a little bit decent on this one, like it wants to go up to these 45.83. So we actually have this on watch tomorrow. If the gold stocks are kind of holding up, the gold stocks are kind of holding up in the morning. We'll continue to watch those stocks there. What else? I know Comcast had some stuff after the bell. They had earnings after the bell. And they also released some news with something with GE or CBS or purchasing something. I forgot. I'll take a look into it. But the stock's opening up tomorrow at 41. That's going to be opening high tomorrow. Rax had earnings after the bell, and this stock got smoked. You can see here it closed at 74.98, and it's down 67.80. So it is down a lot. Let's see here. Um, just about down close to 10% there. Yep. All right. So Apple's looking weak. In general, a lot of these technology stocks are looking a little bit weak. Again, the actions of the banks. You take a look at Citigroup. Citigroup's breaking out of this little range, this little key 43.35 level. This thing took off today. So you take a look at the 60-minute chart. This one was a buy all day. They were just buying it the whole day. And what you're going to be looking for tomorrow is a pullback and then a buy pullback opportunity. Or to see if it breaks out tomorrow, trades in a range, and looks to get involved off that range there. So we'll see how that looks. But Citigroup's looks good for tomorrow. During the State of the Union, they was talking about software companies, so I did some research on it. I found this little CHKP stock, which looks pretty good for long over 52. So to keep an eye on the stock right here. The weekly chart and the monthly chart look pretty good as well. Take a look at the 60-minute chart. The 60-minute chart held this 51 level, and it's been trading in the range between 51 and 52 for the past 3 days. So keep an eye on this one over 52. Looks pretty decent. Want to see that volume kind of confirm that break above that 52 level. That's on watch for tomorrow. We're also watching Red Hat. Red Hat looks a little bit interesting down here. Keep an eye on RHT. You take a look at the 60-minute chart. See he's breaking this nice little downtrend line right here after doing a little shakeout below 54.50. So this one looks pretty good as well for a possible move higher. What else? CRM. Nice little pullback in CRM here. Hanging against this 170 level. If this thing could break above this 173 level tomorrow, which is a clear line in the sand level line, as you can see, we'll be looking to buy CRM for a move up towards these 176s or so. If this thing can actually pick up some traction, as you have a nice little bull flag action going on here off this little up move that it had in the morning. Or if it rolls over and fails and we hold below 172, we'll be looking to fade it back to the downside. Whichever way it breaks out this range, I like these setups like this because you can trade it for a break and hold above or a break and hold below, and just watch a price action around these levels right here on the end of the ranges and figure out basically who wins the battle there. Look for held offers, held bids, try to read that tape action on it and get a play off of it right there. So what else? Some stocks we have too. The one thing to take note of today, the home builders were strong. Take a look at Toll Brothers. They have earnings, next week. Toll Brothers was strong today. KBH was strong today. Lennar was strong today. We can also look at, I think I'm missing one here. KBH, Toll Brothers, Lennar, and Hovanian. This one had a nice little bounce today. Take a look at the 60-minute chart. This one looks like it wants to go higher. Had a nice strong day, so it may need to pull back in the morning before and get some early dip buyers in there in the first part of the day or so. Again, so the banks are looking strong. JP Morgan, this one's just chugging along as well. Goldman Sachs is chugging along. If you take a look at Morgan Stanley has yet to break out, but this will be the next one to go. So we have Morgan Stanley on watch for a breakout over this 23.75. As we'll be looking for this one to make a move back up towards 24. Take a look at the 60-minute chart on this one, and you can see here it's holding above this little prior resistance from the gap up, from the gap down. All right, we held above it for most of the session today here. So we're watching this one for tomorrow. And again, this one has a nice little move on it. Could move up with the rest of the banks there. Some weak stocks we're watching. FF5E has been showing relative weakness to the market. Keep an eye on this stock if the market breaks down. Take a look at the 60-minute chart. This one holding below these 200-day moving average could get some nice selling pressure. So keep an eye on this one. Has a gap fill. That's all the way down here at 99. I like CRM for the short side. I like FF5E to the short side if we show some weakness tomorrow. CF, this stock I hit for some reason today. I'm not sure. It looks like it wants to go down some more. They have earnings coming out next week. You can see the stock's breaking down out of this little tight little range that it's been in. So Any spike up tomorrow could probably be shorted for a short sale, so we're watching that for a little spike up in the morning session, then for a short. COF had some selling pressure today. Not sure what news came out, but this one took off to the downside. This one broke down to the downside pretty nice here today. Either probably just some sellers there. I'm not sure if any news came out on that stock today. So that's about it, guys. Sorry for the late video. Hope you guys are having hope you guys had a great day, and I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Cheers.